Hey guys, it's Kelsey here, and I'm gonna go ahead and be starting the tutorial again. It's episode 2 of Roblox Studio series. Dun dun dun. Now, some things might have changed. First of all, you're like, wow, this place is empty. What happened to your old place? I just simply moved the block to a different location because I didn't want to mess up with my other map, so I just went to a different map, which is my X-Assault Legion training map, which is basically nothing. So as you can see, we still have our nice purple block. It is, again, still 5x5x5, anchored, no studs or divots on the bottom or top. Okay, so, yeah. Now, this lesson, or this episode, will be mainly about lighting. Now, lighting is located in your Explorer, so if you have a lot of stuff, but hopefully you're starting at a blank slate, like I am right now, so you can follow along. It's either at the bottom if you have a lot of stuff, or if it's at the top, or like, because you don't have a lot of stuff, and it's simply here. Now, to change the sky, you might notice that some skies have different lighting and such. Let's change it to 1. This is 1 in the morning, okay? It's obviously dark. They're like, Kelsey, what did you just do? Hold on, you lost me. Alright, so this is the time of day right here. Basically, it goes by Army standards. And when I say that, I mean, instead of going to 1 through 12 and 1 through 12 again, it's 1 through 24. And 24 is the amount of hours in a day, if you probably should have noticed. So, if I want 3 in the afternoon, so 3 p.m., I have to have 12 and add 3. So, that would be 15. So, I type in 15, enter, boom, 3 in the afternoon. Now, let's say I wanted 2 in the morning. So, since in the morning, so basically a.m., you don't add on a 12. You just put 2, enter, boom, 2 a.m. Pretty dark still, because you know it's 2 a.m. Who the hell is awake at 2 a.m.? It's freaking dark outside. Unless you're in Alaska, and Alaska, just sorry. Possibly. I don't know. So, let's say I want to get to 11. So, let's do this again. So, 11 p.m. So, if it says p.m., you have to have your 12 and add the time that you want to do it. So, 12 plus 11 is 23. 23, enter, boom, 11. And keep in mind, this is what I think is cool about this is the moon location does change. So if I want to be like 6, that's 18, boom. So there's a little bit of sun, so it's still having a sunset, and the moon is out already, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, but I'm gonna set this back to 16 because the amount of light does change. So in the lighting, you will notice these things. And you're like, what is this, Kelsey? Now I shall teach you, young Padawans. I'm sorry I made a Star Wars reference, but not about Star Wars. My bad. Anyway, brightness. Is this too bright for you? Well, then let's bring it down to 0.5. Boom. You notice that around here, everything got dark. So if I want to bring it down to 0, there's no lighting coming from the sky. It's just no shadows, no light. However, you're like, hey, Kelsey, I can still see, though. Yes, because even though there is no light or brightness, we still have you still see the colors because it's not that. It's not. Yes, it's not the. It's computer game logic. You're still able to see without light, even though we know in the universe you're not able to see without light. Now the brightness affects what the shadow ratio too. So if I want the shadow over here, or at least I want to see the shadow drastically, I have to change my brightness. So 0.5, I can definitely see the shadow right there. So anyway, that affects this. So basically, all depends on what game that you want. If you want like a really neon, like race happy time, crank that brightness up. Listen, boom, yeah. But after a certain point, you're not really going to see that much of a difference. Now, if you want sort of a nightclub thing, then you crank that down to like 0, and then hopefully you have some strobe lights, and you go and that's how I think a club's going to sound like. I don't know, haven't been into one. Yes. So I'm going to bring it back up to 1 because that's about the normal. Now these are different hues. So basically, when I say this, is basically affects the color of the lights or the shadow color. Like, let's say the shadow is light gray. I want to bring it down to like black so I could see it more. Yeah, makes such a huge difference. Yes. Yes. Bring everything down to black. Outdoor ambient is what the color outside is. So again, the color of your brightness, you can still change your brightness. So I want to make them darker, put it 0. Boom, you barely see again, add those strobes like, yeah. Crank it up, you could definitely see, but you could definitely see that there's a different effects or light on here. Everything looks different because your light color is different. So yeah. Crank this back down to 1 because we're gonna change it back to normal. Or actually, we're gonna do something different. We're gonna experiment. Let's go with red. Let's see how red looks. Boom. Everything is red because your light is red. Okay. Now let's say we wanted to bring it all purple because you know purple is the master color. Boom. Everything's purple. Now, no, I can paint this brick other colors. However, it's always going to have sort of a purplish tone to it. Do you see the tone? Yes. Anyway, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and reset the that lighting to like a grayish color because that's what we all love. I think it's roughly around there. Yep, back to normal lighting. We can definitely see. If you want, you could just play around with the colors and see what you get. However, my colors is going to be normal color. If that makes any sense. Now I'm going to go and copy paste this, which is you highlight it, Control-C, and put a lot of them right next to each other so you can see something. Okay, so now looking at this big stack that I just made, you can see the line in between each brick. Now, in lighting, if we don't like that line, we can change it. So outlines, boom, click. Now you can see the difference, but it's barely there. Now I want you guys to watch this little line right here. You see it, or right here probably, and see the difference. Boom, 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 boom. You guys see the outlines there. Now some people like outlines because it, again, it outlines detail. Like if I had something to finer detail, I'd do it. Now, however, if I wanted it more realistic, I wouldn't have outlines on. And boom, less or more realistic, less cartoony, less detail-y. Detail-y. It's a word now. Okay. Anyway, yeah. That's about good for the lighting for outlines. I mean, nothing I can really say more about that. Fog and color, I haven't really screwed on with this too much. I don't really know if I want to start this. Yeah, I don't really know a lot about that, so I'm not going to go to detail. All I know is, if you don't know what it is, don't screw around with it. Which should be everyone's life motto, basically. Yeah, that's pretty good for lighting. So I'm gonna end this video here, even though it's pretty short, only 8 minutes, roughly. This is the end of episode 2. On episode 3, I will be going into detail of terrain, which I know a lot of you guys are going to love, because it makes your life a hell of a lot easier, okay? Okay, anyway, adios, hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.